Welcome back to Musty Millennials. Prior to listening to today's episode, you should heat up some Campbell's chicken noodle soup and curl up on the couch with your pillow and the comfiest blanket as we discuss those memorable sick days from our childhood. Specifically, Sick Day TV. Jerry Springer, Judge Judy, The Price is Right with the one and only Bob Barker. Speaking of The Price is Right, Gina, Kyle, come on down.
That was pretty good. We're back. That was pretty good. I thought you might be rusty. You
I
did
was a
hit
little
a high
rusty.
note.
Yeah.
You were trying not to cough.
Specifically.
Well, yeah, I'm dealing with a little bit of a cough, so I'm a little off.
So,
today.
okay, we're on brand. So the reason that we were on a hiatus was because I was sick.
Yes.
Now Brandon's sick. And today we do Sick Day TV.
Right.
I mean, could it feel more
It's kismet.
poetic?
Yeah.
Yeah, like... I'm so excited about this.
I know, same.
Although there was one you just, Judge Judy. I didn't really do research, but I don't need to research her.
No.
Although
we
I
can
have to
always talk
say,
about the judge.
have you seen, there's like a meme out there right now about how big her ass is. Have you seen this?
Judge Judy?
No,
Okay, so
she's got a badonk.
I don't know if it's, okay, it's the biggest badunk I've ever seen, but I don't know if it's photoshopped, but basically the thing is like, we are so used to only seeing Judge Judy basically from the waist up, and it's like, look at that ass.
Right.
No, you got to look it up. It's
Wow.
crazy. Brandon, producer, can you...
Are there X-rated pics of Judge Judy?
Ew, that's actually fucking disgusting. Now you just took it from, like this is amusing to I want to vomit.
Judge Judy.
Maybe we should do the
Dunk.
Kim Kardashian thing where she has to go
That
get an MRI if it's
Ass.
real.
Oh, yeah. And prove that it's not a
Prove
BBL.
that it's not, yeah.
What does that actually stand for again?
Brazilian.
Oh my God.
Yes. Do you see it? We have to post it on the
Let me
Insta.
see.
Yeah.
It's like, it's fat.
Dang, girl.
Like, what's
Holy
up,
moly.
Judge Judy? That's the picture I saw,
Wowee.
right?
Wow.
Hips for days.
Seriously.
She
look
was
at her
in
go.
that Juvenile Back That Ass Up music video.
I was
Okay,
going
and
to
that's-
believe it.
Again, that's where...
I took a deep breath and I thought, he's messing with
He's
me.
killed it. We haven't been doing this in so long. I almost
do you
forgot
guys-
we have to feel
Yeah,
old.
do you remember the format?
I sure do.
Okay, so it's my day, so you got to go first.
Okay, so I have a feel old,
Great.
obviously.
I mean, I
came
would
prepared.
hope so.
Yeah, I came
Okay.
prepared.
What do you got for us?
So I was at my cousin's for like a little girls' night, and they're all, older than me, but we're all in the same sort of generational feel about this, where they were talking about, and I thought it was really funny. They were like, when you go to like a convenience store or a grocery store and you try and pay in cash, and the cashier is like a Gen Zer and like can't figure out how to make you
math.
change. And sometimes
God.
one woman was like, I would give them like $11, so I got a $5 bill back, and it was like, could not compute.
That's
And she was like, and
incredible.
forget about it if you bring out change. Like, you're done for.
Well, do the cashiers or the cash registers even have the thing? When I was working at the golf course, we had this where you can put in the amount you get and it tells you how much to give back. Because if they have that and still can't do it,
Right.
they're straight up
That's a
idiots.
caveat. But
Yeah.
none of, if you're a Gen Z cashier,
You can't
you
do
do
math.
not want cash. Card me, please.
I mean, that's actually a good point. What do you pay cash for these days? I just tip in cash at places like the nail salon. I never pay cash.
No. I like to have cash and never do. Because it
Right.
is sometimes convenient, especially like at a restaurant, if you don't want to wait for your card back and you have like the exact amount of cash with a tip and you can just walk the fuck out. Like, I like that feeling.
See, I don't know if this is a Gina thing or a millennial thing, but like I feel like then I'm missing out on the points on my card.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Is that a Gina thing?
probably.
I don't know. I just
I mean,
feel like
I don't-
we're raised on credit card points.
Right. I don't really
Like,
live
I'll
and die by my
never
points.
get
I live
another
and die
free-
by convenience.
Oh, so convenient, but to me the credit card is convenient. Paying with cash is inconvenient.
In a restaurant scenario, it's not.
If you're leaving all of it for tip.
Yeah.
I don't want to wait for him to get me change.
Right. No,
Okay.
that's absurd.
I think we're saying the
and
same
then
thing.
they couldn't handle that because
Well, they
they're
could go
probably
in the
Gen
back.
Z.
I
And
was
they're
gonna
like, how
say.
many quarters do I need?
Well, they're going to go in the back and like get a calculator out.
Yes.
/ phone.
Right.
But do the math
get a
because
calculator
they're
out.
idiots.
I don't think they have a calculator.
Yeah, someone was writing me about Gen Z. Who was it? And I was like, Gen Z really stinks. And it was something about how they operate in like commerce. But I
Yes.
can't remember what it was, but it's like they've ruined everything.
Well, and that's the thing too, is that even if they will never pay in cash because they're not used to like, I can still, and not in a quick, good way, but
Yeah.
if someone gives, like, you played store when you were a kid and
Yeah.
I knew how to make change in a relatively quick fashion, these kids like just don't know how. It's like when you get the new play sets that are things, it's a credit card.
So I was just going to say, Charlotte got one that has some change and a couple fake dollar bills, but there's also a credit card, and she's focused on it.
She's focused on the credit card because that's how she sees her parents pay.
I mean, in the sticker store for sure.
In the sticker store, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Nice.
I like that one.
Taking it back to the last episode.
I was trying to look for what the text was that was like Gen Z stinks, but I can't find it, and I meant to.
And we're sorry, Gen Z, but you do stink, and you should be able to make change.
Know it.
It's important.
They know it, and they know that they stink, and they like flaunt it even more. So it's just like you have to be able to take the criticism if you're going to be that douchey.
Yeah,
you know. Okay, so mine is, I have a couple, but I'll save them.
Yeah,
the one for
one
today
at a time,
is
girl.
a little losery, but it just shows you like how old I am.
Okay.
There is a couple that we love to hang out with. Shout out to Bettas. And they have 3 kids, not exactly the same sexes, but like we like to get together with them when we can. It's not super often, but we had said to them at some point, like, we should go out to dinner without the kids. And like, we're at the point where we don't have new friends very often. And then at some point after like the new year, they text and they're like, should we get it on the books? And I got excited. Like someone was like following up to go on a date. And I was like, they like us as much as we like them. Because by the way, we could have let it die. Like, we could have just like
and that
carried
happens
on
all
with our
the time.
life. And I was like, wow, this is so losery. And it's also uncommon that we find a couple. I don't know if we've talked about this on the podcast before, but typically only one is cool. The wife or the husband.
Agreed on
Me and
that.
Brandon have a very hard time finding couples that we like both equally.
Right.
And that like one of us doesn't feel like they're there to, you know, take care of the annoying other spouse.
Or like if
while
you're
the
stuck
other
with
one
the
has
annoying
fun.
one, like I know they're having fun.
And typically, I hate to say it, usually the women are the fucking problem. Yeah. But in this couple, Caitlin's awesome, but so is Matt. So anyway, it was so losery. I was like, aw, they like us.
They like
back.
us.
Yeah. And I was like, wow, this is what my life has come to, like getting a text back from a couple that we want to go to dinner with. So we're going in 2 weeks.
So you have a play date?
It's going to be great. We're going in 2 weeks. And you want to know what our topic of discussion is going to be at dinner?
What?
How we're going to structure the agreement with our new, hopefully, nanny that they've now hired someone and they're going to teach us their ways.
Oh, perfect.
That's like
so the topic is also a little
despicable.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then we'll also get drunk like we're 20.
But what's funny too, in preparation for that, like I'm going to, a few nights before that, I'm going to like make sure I take my vitamins. Like I do not want to be sick and miss that. Like I'm going to get sleep.
He's going to be rocking
We need to
emergency
show up.
in the week leading up.
We need to show up. Anyway, okay, Debetas, we love you. Let's hope that this dinner actually happens now that we've broadcasted this to the world. If you cancel on us, we will be wrecked. Just so you know. Okay, so shall we?
Actually, I'm going to do mine though.
Yeah, Brandon gets in.
Oh my God, you're here too. Okay, go
That's
ahead.
all right. We've had some time off. Gene, I'm not sure you're aware, but I'm the commissioner for Fantasy Football League for the last 20 plus years.
Very aware.
Okay.
20 plus years old.
You should see how intensely, by the way, he focuses on his write-ups. And I'm like, could you focus that around the house? Like the amount of energy he puts in. By the way,
being
he
commissioner.
also does a podcast that is listened to by 0 people.
No.
This
By
is how
12 people.
No, this is how I know it. Unless you just didn't have one last week. But when I signed back into our account that tracks listenership for this dear podcast, I had a stroke because it was like 0. And then I was like, oh, I'm on
That's the other
Brandon's stupid fantasy
slap
podcast.
hands.
Yeah,
no,
anyway.
my friend
So
Ben
no
and
one's
I-
listening.
So my friend Ben and I, we do a weekly podcast only in season, where we roast the other commissioners. We roast ourselves too, self-deprecating. It's just a lot of fun. So we literally get 10 listeners.
Because it's you guys.
Because there's 12 people in the league.
Yeah.
We don't broadcast it.
Who are the 2 that don't listen? Rude.
Me and Ben,
Yeah,
probably.
them.
Oh, right. You don't listen to yourself. I listen to our episodes. Just to make sure I
sometimes.
remember what I said. Sometimes I throw it out
Well,
there.
Ben
and then
does
I black
the
it out.
editing, so sometimes I listen because he throws really funny things at the end.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, like little things from back in our heyday when
Yeah.
working for the Yankees that are inside jokes. But anyway,
that always gets more listeners. Inside jokes.
So
11 listeners for those.
but we don't pay for it, so we only have a certain allotment of minutes that you can upload every month. And one week we were long-winded, and I couldn't upload the episode. So I just sent it as an attachment in an email to the league. So I sent it to everybody, said, hey, sorry, I couldn't upload it. Files attached. So Parker, you know Parker. Did you walk with Parker in our wedding?
No.
Maybe not.
I didn't, but I know who Parker is.
Okay, so anyway, Parker sends back a response. I tried to play your MP3 file on my WinAmp, but it crashed. So I burned it to a disk and tried to play it on my Pioneer deck in the Grand Am. Also a no-go. I'll try to listen on my MP3 player between Poli-Sci and Calc 1. TTYL. So he just said something that was just so musty millennial.
Good.
Yeah,
so good.
It just hit like every 90s.
TTYL.
You need to put that on Instagram as well. Show the people
how we
his
did
good
it.
Work.
Yeah. So shout out Parker. What Made Me Feel segment is brought to you by Blonde Tenders. At our age, if we're going to Las Vegas, we're not wasting time at the clubs or pool parties like Gen Z. One, we don't have the bodies for it. And two, we don't have the strength or stamina to pull that off. And I know, Gina, you have the gambling edge, borderline addiction, but we're not sitting at the table for 12 straight hours with these boomers getting fed free drinks. We need something to do. We can afford to have a great time, a classy time. Do you know what we need? Blonde Tenders. They handle beverage catering, event staffing, and party rentals. And I just want to throw it out there to answer some questions from our listeners and to adhere to the advice of our legal counsel. They are not an escort service or brothel. They're the go-to for millennials in Las Vegas. Maybe it's a getaway with friends. Maybe it's a work event, a corporate outing in Las Vegas. Check out the Blonde Tenders on Instagram at Blonde Tenders. So the next time you're in Vegas, look up our friends, the Blonde Tenders, and tell them the musty millennials sent you, and they'll most certainly hook you up with whatever you need. Again, nothing dirty, to have the mustiest, dustiest, crustiest time in Las Vegas.
We're back. Okay, so should we get into Sick Day TV?
Yeah, girl.
So when you were doing your open, I realized I really narrowed in on the two things in terms of going deep. So we can talk about any and all of the things that we think of fondly when we were sick, but there are two that really stand out. So I want to go deep on those.
Okay.
But I do want to just banter around a bit about some of the things that, really stick out or that were staples for us.
Yes.
But I've got two that I'm going to go deep.
Okay.
But where I was going to go is just the differences also today with our kids getting sick and what it felt like then versus now and what went into am I staying home or not, right?
Yes.
What was okay, you wake up and you got a little bit of a scratchy throat, but sometimes in the morning it's just a scratchy throat, but then you're oh, I'm going to capitalize on this.
No,
I'm
100%.
staying home. Mom, I don't feel good.
I can't go to school.
Yeah. And also the thermometers were always, in the
Thermometer
mouth.
was a big
we don't
thing.
have those
How
anymore.
nerve-wracking when they'd put that in your mouth and you'd be like, oh my God, oh my God.
Yeah,
oh
or
my
did
God,
you
oh my
ever
God.
do the
Thinking
light bulb
about-
thing?
Yes.
Yeah, obviously. And I got caught red-handed. I was 108. My mom was get out of here.
Yeah,
I was
you'd be dead.
108.
You'd be dead.
I was I'm so sick. And she was no, you're not.
Get on the bus.
My mom was also a person, though, who never played into sick days. My mom was you're not fucking sick. And I would be sick. And she'd be go to school.
So-
it was hard to get them.
We do the same thing.
I was going to say we do that to Charlotte sometimes because it is hard to tell. Sometimes
well,
it
and most of
seems
the time
like
they're
she's
lying. And if you are sick, it's fucking fine. You're not going to die in school.
It's all fair game, but how we parent it and how we played it as kids, it's funny to, review.
And now the COVID thing sort of changed the way
Yeah, that's
parents
true.
deal with sending their kids to, because if they're sick, we can't infect everyone, blah, blah, blah. So then you didn't give a shit. Just go to school sick. I don't care.
Speaking of that, this happened at work. This has nothing to do with kids going to school, but someone was oh, I have COVID. And someone else in the office was is that still a fucking thing? When you get COVID, what's the rules now?
You probably shouldn't go to work.
Well,
Yeah.
that day, but it's a fucking cold.
Well,
at
it's
this
also
point.
the flu now, but I think a lot of people still are getting really sick from COVID, so they don't want to go anyway.
But what's appropriate? Is it rude to come into the office when you're feeling better, but you're testing positive?
Or you're not testing and you just think you're sick and you go anyway because
Right,
you're
and you
I just
just
have a cold or
infect
something
everyone.
and don't care. But I think it is different now. It's like the flu, a cold, or COVID. You have one of the three, and it's just now we just have to deal with it.
Right, but
As a
COVID has
potential
now
infection.
transformed into basically the equivalent of having the flu in the sense of
Yes.
just deal with it. We'll see you when you're back.
Yeah.
It's not
100%.
Mayday, we've got COVID.
No, it's not Mayday.
Yeah.
But some people, I think, still hear the word and get a little bit triggered by it. But
Yeah.
I think for the most part,
We're
it's just
moving
being
beyond
sick
it.
again.
So anyway, you convince your parents you're sick. What's the next step?
I don't know. Lay in bed and watch TV. You obviously have something to say, so say it.
Are you referring to an actual sick day or a fake,
Fake
sick day?
No, I mean,
Because next
either
step,
way.
if it's a fake sick day, I'm score, fist in the air. I feel
Yeah.
like Ferris Bueller. I'm putting on a bathrobe, some comfy socks. I got to fake it all day, but only when mom's around. So
Totally.
it's fine.
Yeah, so you were a bathrobe, comfy sock person.
I didn't have a bathrobe, but I was just imagining myself
got
in that
it.
sort of
Okay.
hero's outfit.
I would just stay in my same jammies all day.
And you would stay in
Until
your
the
room?
next day.
in my room. I'd
No.
go wherever I please.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
why is this a
Well, I didn't have a
scripted
TV
thing?
in my room when I was a kid. So
I
if
didn't
you
either.
had to watch TV, I had to go to the family room and just like post up on the couch.
Yeah, I think I would just lay on the couch all day.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
if I had like the flu and I was like throwing up or whatever, my mom would like make a little bed on the couch with a sheet and a blanket and put a bucket there, and then that's where I would just post up for the whole day, right in front of the TV, near the kitchen if I needed it.
Yeah, that would be our case too, probably.
Yeah, because also back then, if you had a TV in your room in like the 90s, 2000s,
Yeah.
like
You're
you were
badass.
That
you
was
were
baller.
you
A
were
rebel.
awesome. Yeah, and
Yeah.
it was like no way.
You're like the
You
cool
have a
kid.
TV in your
Yeah.
room, so you couldn't lay in your bed all day unless you were actually napping. You were on the couch in the family home, kind of taking up space with your illness,
1,000%.
and you just lived there.
So the when I had the flu and I was finally able to like eat something, the first thing that I would eat, I just saw this on social media. Somebody posted like, if you know what this is,
Yes.
you had a good childhood or
Here
something
he
like that.
is plagiarizing again.
Well, no,
What else you
it made me
got?
remind. And I actually did this for Charlotte one time when she had a stomach ache and she was able to finally eat. It was just toast with butter, a little bit of cinnamon and sugar on it.
Ooh, yeah, you did do that for her. That was
Yeah.
never a thing for me.
Yeah,
Me
that
neither.
was like my big. Hey, you can finally eat. You're done throwing up. You're
Well, I
keeping
also had
stuff down.
nannies. I don't think they like gave a shit. I think that they cared about me, but I don't think they were like treating me like your mom was treating you. I was
Yeah.
just on the couch.
No, the cinnamon sugar thing was never a vibe for me.
Never
I'm not
heard
like
of
a
that.
salty sweet gal. My mom used to make me. We just called it cheese bread, and it was like Wonder Bread, white bread, toasted in the oven with like a slice
Singles
of American cheese. on it.
Craft.
Yeah, it was
So it's
so
Literally
good.
vomit.
grilled cheese.
It was like an open faced grilled cheese.
Also,
Yeah.
why were craft singles like a thing? Those are fucking disgusting.
It's crazy that they can sit in your fridge and not get mold on them for months.
because
Yeah.
they're despicable.
I think there was a novelty though with the cheese being separately wrapped.
That's all
Like
it was.
I think that we
It
were
was
like,
just
oh
about
fuck,
that.
my Land O'Lakes isn't gonna get stuck together. I'm gonna break it in half trying to peel it apart.
So Kyle is a cheese connoisseur, and so she has a lot to say about this. I think we should back out of this topic.
Was
She's-
Land O'Lakes the tubs of butter?
No,
Yes,
Land
it
O'Lakes
is.
also has
but
cheese,
Land O'Lakes
though.
has the cheese. That's the good American
And she's
cheese.
saying they
Did
get
you have the
that
tubs
up
of
together.
butter too growing up?
I don't remember,
It was
but
like
I know what
fake
they
butter.
look like.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, the
Yeah.
big tubs, and it's like a brown. Yeah.
So what I
yes.
don't like about those tubs is that the knives would have little flecks from the
Toast,
bread,
yeah.
Yeah,
the
you
toast,
leave it in-
and then it would get back in
It'd
the
be like
butter, and it would be
crispy butter.
When
contaminated.
you and I started living together,
Yeah.
we bought. I remember vividly. We used to get that because I always had that.
I don't like the
And then
tub.
you were like, "This is not my thing.
not
Get rid of
into-
it." We haven't had the tubs in 10
This
years.
is how I feel about everything. Everything that can come in a squeeze, we're getting a squeeze. I don't care if we're like missing out on like the butt of it because we can't get it out. Like, I don't want a vat of anything.
Yeah, that doesn't
Just
bug
to
me.
be clear, the mayo, the fucking
Well, I don't like
butter,
mayo.
like that's like anything that's in a tub,
Yeah.
quote unquote, need not apply to Gina Leanne Mims' household.
Yes.
Got it?
Yep. Copy
Okay,
that.
Great. So
I'm gonna
let's
bring
get,
over a tub of mayo next
let's
time.
get
I come.
yeah.
let's get to
fucking
business.
piss her off.
I'm gonna take a knife, put it in that tub of mayo, and then like Miss Lippy from Billy Madison, I'm gonna just wipe it onto your eyelids down your face. Okay. So the two that I was alluding to before, by the way, just to bury the lead.
Yep.
Not to bury the lead. Say it every time.
I think
say
the
it
lead
wrong.
has been buried. We're starting
Right.
here.
We're bringing
Okay.
the lead back.
back.
up.
Yeah, we're bringing it back up.
It's Jerry Springer and Maury, obviously.
Obviously.
So, and here's the other thing, like, I would be on the couch watching these things, but I would switch Jerry Springer when my nanny or whoever was staying with me, like, came in because it was, like, dirty.
No, I shouldn't be watching
No,
it.
it's, like, not allowed.
Yeah.
So it was, like, a little bit of a dirty little secret,
Yes.
essentially. And Brandon and I think you did too, just watched the documentary.
Yes.
So seeing it from that perspective, we can touch on some of the things we learned for those that didn't watch, but makes it even darker and grosser that as like an 11-year-old, I was like really into this.
Yes, but
it's like perverse.
I will say, yes, I was super into it, but it was also something where it was on daytime television and it kind of opened my eyes. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like not in a good way, but
it
like I
grew
kind
you
of
up.
learned something. And I
mean-
was like, holy shit, there's a lot out there in the world that I didn't fucking know about.
yeah, it taught you
I
about
thought it was all
trailer
fake.
park trash.
I thought they were all actors. I
So-
didn't think those
Oh.
were real.
No,
like
that
the
was-
fights, I thought the fights.
No, so that was always a rumor.
Yes.
And I actually think Steve Wilkos, the spinoff, was
Yeah,
like
fake.
confirmed fake.
Yeah.
Like I think they were trying to take the premise of Springer, make it live on with Steve. And
Yeah.
then I think, if I recall correctly, I had heard that was like actors.
Well, and now
extras they were paying.
The documentary. Now the problem is like we realized they were exploiting people and it was real,
Which is so fucked up.
and they even mentioned like it's Jerry Springer area, and it was like kind of middle America.
No, it's sad. It's like
Yeah.
they were exploiting these people, but these people also were. Well, let's actually not get into that yet.
Okay.
I have so many things to say.
Okay.
So there are a couple categories, and I want to talk about the ones that actually mean something to you. Like, for example, Brandon is going to like start toe tapping once we start talking about Price is Right. I personally could not give a fuck.
No, yeah.
But like, you can give us some stuff on that. I want to talk Maury and Jerry Springer. What is there anything that you really want to hit on that's like a staple of your childhood? Like, let's get it all on the table here.
No, I used to watch a lot when I was sick, like all the reruns of shows on like TNT.
Yes.
And stuff. So like,
Well, there was the syndicated shit, like
Yeah.
Saved by the Bell.
Yep.
Because when we would watch Saved by the Bell in the morning, you would go to school if you watched it early,
Yes.
but they would still have episodes after we left.
No, and then
so if you were home, you could watch
you
more.
could watch it. And TNT and TBS had like, that's how I started watching ER with like George Clooney.
Oh my God, I never got
so
into
from
ER.
9 to 11 on TNT, I was fucking stoked that I was home from
That's
school so I could
awesome.
watch George Clooney for 2 hours.
So I wish that was my experience.
Yes.
It wasn't.
So that was what, but I would shop around because I think Price is Right was on, if I'm going to remember my schedule correctly.
Yeah.
I think TNT 9 to 11 was ER.
Price is
And
Right,
then
11 to 12.
11 to 12 was Price is Right. So then I'd shop over there. And then Jerry Springer was always in the afternoon.
yes, Jerry
So-
Springer was later, and like we had to wait for it.
So like noon was lunch, then probably nap,
Yeah.
and then Jerry Springer
Yeah.
to cap off my
get
day.
your popcorn.
And then my sister comes off the bus and it's like, all right, it's
Well,
over.
and then the day is ruined.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I would do Sports Center until 11. Then 11, I would do Price is Right.
Yep.
I would try to eat some food if I was actually sick.
Yeah.
And then in the afternoon, we would flip to we had these like 6-hour VHS tapes, and we would have 3 movies
Oh.
that we would like.
I was like, what
Yeah.
lasts 6 hours?
Well, we'd have 3 movies on each
Yeah.
one that would be written in masking tape
Yeah.
on the thing, and we would
Like
just
which
watch the
ones do
same-
we want to,
yeah.
which 3 are
Like
we rocking
RoboCop
today?
and
Yeah.
Big and just all the usual movies
Yes,
from
yes, yes.
Ooh, yeah, Big is a
80s
good one.
and 90s.
I also would sometimes watch like Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah,
that
same.
would like come in
Yep.
and out. It was never like something I was like looking for, but I would watch it. And then the other thing is Passions.
Yeah, soap
The
operas.
soap operas.
Yeah.
So Passions I didn't watch regularly, and it was the only soap opera that was like quote unquote cool at the time.
Yes.
And I would go in and out, and there would be crazy storylines I couldn't follow.
And you didn't have to watch every day. You could just like
You could
pop
just pop in. That's
Yeah.
my point. But you know what? This is like a weird memory. I would always fall asleep during Passions. It must have been around like 2.
Yeah.
And I think that we can confirm or deny that. But I think it was always around when I needed my
It was,
nap.
like, early
But I was
afternoon.
trying to like keep my eyes open, and I would always fall asleep to Passions.
Yes.
Then I would wake up, have my last rev, to your point,
Yep.
of like whatever I was doing, and then the day was over.
Yes.
And then my mom would come back from work, and the magic was gone.
Yes,
And
totally.
then tomorrow I was going to school, and I knew it, and I had what I didn't know then were like equivalent to Sunday Scaries, and I'd be like,
Right.
I have to go back.
I have to go back.
Yeah. Okay. So I really want to talk about Jerry Springer because we just watched the doc.
Okay.
Can we start there?
Yes.
Okay. So Jerry, for those that don't know, I mean, I feel like everyone knows, but we can just give like the super high level overview. It was the epitome of trash TV.
Yes.
So daytime talk. He was getting like the scummiest, most like there was like incest, like the storylines were insane.
Yes.
The stuff on the documentary that they talked about that I really forgot about was like we even went so far as bestiality. There was a guy who was
yeah,
like
the marry
fucking
the
his horse.
But
no,
I
no,
think-
not just marrying. He was like doing
Oh,
disgusting
yes.
shit. To
Yes,
the
it was
horse.
bestiality.
And then they made out on the show.
That was the most disgusting thing I've ever seen.
Absolutely disgusting. And then they started to be
Was
known
he
for
blind?
their fight.
He
No, I think
did
was
have
just
weird
wearing
glasses on.
Maybe he was blind. I don't know.
But those might have been those stylish ones that now you get if they like make your
Blockers.
pupils really big.
Yeah.
That's what they look like.
Yes. The thing that I remember the most was that by the time we were watching, it had already evolved into what the documentary was talking about, like the fight era. Like
Yeah.
every episode
There had to be a
was a
fight.
fight, and they were like the audience. I actually distinctly remember being so excited to wait for the very end when everyone gets back on the stage and the audience gets to ask them questions and rip them apart.
Yeah.
And that always like reignited a fight.
Yes.
So even if there wasn't a fight during the actual
And
episode,
sometimes the audience would get in on the fight.
they would be so crazy nasty, and they would be like saying the thing that you probably were thinking at home, but like to their face,
Yes.
and they were like disgusted and it was like despicable.
Yes.
And so they would like rile them up, and then they would refight each other, or to your point, want
Fight
to
the
charge
audience.
the audience.
Yes.
It was bananas.
Yeah, it was really awesome.
So how many seasons do you think there were? Do you remember?
Like 13.
27.
What?
27 seasons, ran from 91 to 2018.
Oh, they did say that in the doc, and I remember being surprised by it then, but I did not think that was...
Yeah,
Over
but what's his name left?
4,000
That producer.
episodes. Oh, yeah, he left in 2008.
Yeah, he left earlier.
Yeah.
He was, I think, the real problem.
So on the documentary, if you didn't see it...
Well, the real problem, but also the one that made the show
Jerry,
pop.
yeah.
i.e. the problem. This is despicable. Let's just be clear. I loved it, but it's despicable.
Yeah.
So this producer was the brain... This was his brainchild, and he was like pushing the envelope, and he basically made Jerry what he was. And to your point that we were talking about before we started recording, like Jerry was a sort of unknown politician that
local news guy
who like didn't really have a spark. People weren't that excited about him, and the Jerry
show that they started before this guy came in was like boring.
It was so dull.
He's like, you're meeting your child that you haven't seen in 30 days. Like, it's cool stories, but it's not moving the needle.
Right.
But
Ratings.
So they tried to make it out in this documentary like this producer was the bad guy and Jerry's like actually a kind person and just along for the ride. But like Jerry made $60 million and knew exactly what he was doing. Like he's just as bad.
Well, that's why at the end he said he's going to hell.
He's probably in
Yeah.
hell. He's dead. Oh, that's what I wanted to look up.
23.
Anyone know how he died?
No.
Okay,
While you
look
do
it
that,
up.
though, one of the craziest things, and we were talking about it before, is when you would tune in and people would chant Jerry.
Yeah.
You were like, oh,
Yeah.
this guy's like famous, but like, why is he famous? But and you couldn't really put your finger on it. This producer that came in literally said,
It was
I
a
want
ploy.
everybody chanting Jerry so that they think he's famous.
Exactly.
And I was like, I literally thought he was famous. It worked.
Yes, it totally worked.
Totally worked.
Yeah.
It
No,
was
that was a
brilliant.
very eye-opening moment.
He died of pancreatic cancer.
Yeah, I was going to say
So
cancer, but I
not-
didn't want to be wrong.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
'Cause that's, like,
brutal,
dark.
too.
In 2023, yeah.
Yeah.
So it does say in my research, even though the documentary made it clear that most of them were true, that there are allegations that stuff was at least fabricated or like
Yeah.
overly dramatized,
Yes.
which is definitely true.
Yes.
What made me really sad was there was a story that they were talking about on the documentary that was like at the very end that main producer who they interviewed throughout the whole documentary says he got like, because they get cold calls, they basically have open casting
Yeah.
calls, they cast a wide net in like middle America basically, and he got this call that this woman was basically getting raped by her dad.
Yes.
And like he walked in on it, and when he went to go see her at her hotel where they were meant to be separated, and like that is when I was like, oh, this is actually not funny.
Yeah.
Like, not that
Yeah.
some of these things were ever funny, but like as a kid, it was going way over my head.
Yeah.
And then they would play scenes, even like there was like KKK stuff in there.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, the
scenes that I
murder?
was like, yeah, well, the murder happened after though. The things that they would actually air
Yeah.
were insane that was a
Yeah.
thing.
No, definitely.
And would never happen today. But I guess I didn't, those things were going over my head as like an 11-year-old, like while I was watching the fucking KKK
Well,
come
and
out.
there's a good shot though that some of the episodes we didn't see, because remember they said that they would like it aired in one time zone and then everyone freaked out, so they had to pull it from other time
right,
zones.
I did
so
forget
I don't
that.
know if the clips of that bestiality episode, I don't know if you could find that anywhere else. Maybe on YouTube or something, but it only aired the one time
Yeah, that's a good point.
in like in
But
one
if you
area.
happen to be having a sick day, you saw that guy fucking that horse.
Well, making out with him.
Whatever.
Yeah.
And
you
then
can
implied.
picture it.
Yeah, it was disgusting.
It makes me want to vomit.
Yes, it was bizarre.
All I have to say is I wouldn't change a thing. I would never take away my experience watching Jerry Springer. But now as a mother, if I came home and Charlotte was watching some guy lips a fucking horse, I
Yeah.
would be like,
Or like fist fights over who's the daddy.
disgusted.
Like all that shit.
Totally.
But I do think part of it, she's just going to find something else you don't want her to watch. I do think that a lot of it is good that it went over our head, but it did make me feel like I was like, holy shit, it made me think like there's crazy people in the world.
Oh, for
You know what I
sure.
mean? And like in my little Farmington, Connecticut bubble, like I didn't necessarily realize that. So I was like, in a weird way, it opened my eyes.
Are you trying to spin right now that it cultured you up?
No, it didn't
Because
culture me
I was
up.
gonna say,
but I will say,
it
as a
just, like,
kid,
awoke you. Like
I was
that's
like,
not the word.
it just
Woke
like
you
made
up
me aware of
to-
something I wasn't aware of before, you know,
Right.
like because it's easy in your little young kid bubble to be protected and not be aware of the fact that like, oh, crazy people are real and not
Yeah.
just something you hear about.
Yes, agreed.
So I don't think it was a good thing or a good show. I think it was really fucked up that they exploited all of these people and then for how many years that they did. But
Yes,
I will say that I'm not mad at sort of my memories of it.
The defense of what they did. So there's a ton of criticism about the exploitation, but then the defenders would say it actually gave, like, to your point, underrepresented people a voice and a platform.
Yes.
So it's like, okay,
but then they fueled them with booze and like...
No, and they fucked them up. No, the critics are right.
No, the critics are right.
But what they're saying on the side of the defense is
Right.
what you're saying, which is like, oh, these are stories I never would have heard.
Yes.
Which is like kind of true. What I also read, which sort of blew my mind and makes me realize that my obsession with reality TV was like predisposed, is that this was actually what got our juices flowing on reality TV.
Totally.
Human drama.
Yeah, human drama.
Played out on TV was only going to evolve into what, or devolve, however you want to think about it, into like the depths of dark reality TV that we love today.
Right.
Like you walk through the door today and I didn't even say hello and we started talking about Real Housewives of New York.
Yeah, because it's wild.
So, and by the way, actually, funny enough, which is not funny, but the topic was rape.
Yes.
So we're basically watching Jerry Springer in the form of like
pretty
really
rich women.
Fancy rich bitches. Yeah. Can we transition to Maury and do a little bit of a comparison, though? Because Maury was actually something that I enjoyed watching, and I wasn't watching it for, like, the spectacle.
Yeah. I never watched it.
I
felt like it was just, you're the
loved
dad,
Maury.
you're not the dad. Is that what the base of the show
paternity
is?
test was, like, their staple.
Yeah.
Every episode, there was a paternity
who's the
test.
dad?
And it was like, what?
Yes.
And everyone would go nuts.
But that was also, it's like a tamer version of exploitation where like, you're going to find this out anyway. If you want to do it on this platform,
Let's do it on
that's
TV.
your choice.
For sure.
And it might be surprising. It might make you upset, but like it didn't feel as, you kind of know what you're signing up for. Like this is the bread and butter of our show. And if you might not be okay with the outcome, it's going to be on TV. Like you're signing up for that.
Well, and to that point, at the time, I thought what you thought, Brandon, that Jerry was actors and that Maury was real. And so I was watching it with that assumption. So Maury, his whole thing was like, you are not the father.
Yes.
So iconic.
Yep.
Could watch that a million times over. And every time it surprised me. Like I didn't know what was going to happen. They would also do a lot of episodes on like crazy ass teens. And it always made me feel better. It was like this mom would come on. She's like, I can't get control of my daughter. And then like the daughter would like be behind the scenes like, what?
Yeah.
Like,
yes.
Everything was like so heightened. And then
then
Maury would be like, bring her out. And then like the audience would be booing and she would be like, have her hands up, like taunting the audience.
Right.
Like it was
I don't think
electric.
it was good to do that to teens.
No, but it was electric.
No, it was
honestly,
electric.
I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Yes.
But it's horrible. It's a horrible exploitation of this in the same way that Jerry is. But for some reason, Maury was different. As a kid, I thought Maury was a good person and Jerry was a bad person. And I don't know why. Did either of you have
interesting.
that?
I thought Jerry sometimes was mocking people. Like that was my thing, is like I understood he was like trying to call them out because what they're doing is wrong. But like it almost felt like he was laughing at them a little bit sometimes.
Like
and like that always bugged me. So it made me feel like he was a little bit elitist. I didn't like hate Jerry, but like
that's a good point.
in certain moments he was like, it felt like he was chuckling at them whilst asking these questions. And maybe it was him like trying to sort of diffuse like his, like
I think it's
immoral
both.
behavior. But he would ask them questions because what they were doing was fucked up.
Bullying
which
them,
is fine. But
for
yes,
sure.
But it's not like I don't mind if he bullies a KKK member.
No,
go for it.
for sure.
But like there were certain elements of it where it felt mocky rather
you know who
than
else
like
does that? Andy Cohen.
Yes.
At the reunion.
Yes.
So this is my point. They're all the same.
That's fair. Although, yeah, I like Andy Cohen.
I hate him.
Okay.
But I also hate Jerry. So at least we're consistent.
Yes.
The
I
other
don't like
thing,
Jerry Springer.
So here's the other thing. So Jerry was 27 seasons. How many years did Maury host that show?
30.
31.
Wow.
Whoa.
31 years.
When did he finish? Just
Retiring
recently,
in
right?
2022, making him one of the longest running talk show hosts in history. Both of these shows did have like the audience like participation. And I think, being in the audience was just as much a part of the show as like being a guest. And so I think that was kind of cool because it would like bring people in. Are we interrupting something?
No, I want to know if Maury Povich is a good guy. That's what I was Googling.
Let's look it up.
Okay.
Wait, also, what's his background? Maybe we should look into that.
Well, he was like a TV broadcaster and journalist, also in the same vein as Jerry Springer. Probably not as I think he was maybe more legit, but yeah, I just wanted to know if he was recognized as like a more I guess if you're doing that show, you're probably not like perfectly moral, but
well, if you remember from the documentary, like Jerry was trash, but he also was outperforming Oprah.
yes,
By the
that was
end.
huge.
That's insane.
Also, what never came up on sick days, I didn't watch Oprah.
I never did either.
I didn't like
I
those
didn't
kinds
either.
of talk shows.
It was too feel good. I wanted trash.
yes.
I also feel like Maury there was like always episodes in a row. And Maury was a little bit like how we feel about Snapped, where an episode will end and I'll get sucked into the next one.
Yeah, because they like tease it perfect right at the end of the last one. You're like, now I got to fucking see what happens.
Yeah, so I would watch like multiple Maury shows, I feel like, in a row, whereas Jerry was only 1 or 2 at a time, and then it would be done.
And wasn't Maury on like UPN or something?
I feel
or
like
what's now the CW or
maybe. I don't remember if they were the same channel.
I don't think they were.
Okay, so here's what I got about Maury. Maury began his career in the 60s as a radio reporter and newscaster. You were right. So it's kind of funny. They like both went into this wanting to be like stand-up journalists.
But also have a proclivity for television to be on it,
which
you know?
You have to have a bit of vanity to
absolutely
want to do that. And so whatever. So he launched, it was initially called The Maury Povich Show, and then it changed in 98, but he launched in 91.
Just Maury.
Just Maury. He's like, you know, Beyonce.
He's Madonna.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, by the way, if I say Maury to you, you don't ask me any questions.
I don't say Maury Povich, ?
Right.
I say, oh yeah, tell me your favorite episode.
Yeah,
Is that his real name?
Maury Povich? Yeah,
like that's his real first name, not like a stage name that he took?
So his real full name is Maurice Richard Povich.
I don't think you would pick
Maurice?
Maury as your fucking stage name.
No, Maury.
That's your parents.
But you want to know what?
You.
How many Maurys do you know?
I guess fair.
How many Maurices do you know?
Mauricio.
Mauricio.
I mean, that's the
Fuck
only one.
Wasn't that the monkey in Friends?
No, Mauricio
Maurice,
is
yes.
No, Maurice.
husband
Yeah.
on the Real Housewives. We've done a lot of, toe dipping.
So
into Real
it's a housewife's husband and a monkey are the Maurices we know.
Got it.
Cool.
Whoa, he was married to Connie Chung.
Yes, I saw that too.
I didn't know that.
I know.
They
Connie Chung's legit.
Well, she's a real journalist.
Yes.
Which is so funny. It's like
Wasn't she like 60 Minutes or something?
I think she was 60 Minutes.
Something like
Yeah.
that. That's serious.
Yeah.
So you want to know his hobbies
Prime
in
time.
case while we're on the topic?
Yeah.
He is a golf enthusiast and
Nice.
he co-owns a newspaper in Montana called the Flathead Beacon. How fucking eclectic and weird.
Does
Yes.
he live in Montana?
Yo Maury, unclear.
Did he retire to Montana?
Yeah, he
With
had to
Connie
have.
Chung? Are they still married?
No, I think they're divorced. She probably, at the height of the Maury fame, she was like, I gotta go, buddy. Like, this isn't my vibe.
Is enough.
No,
man.
they're still married. They've been
What?
together since 1984, making their union one of the longest lasting in entertainment history.
Honestly, respect.
They share a son, Matthew J. Povich. Honestly, strong name. Who they adopted in 95.
Wow.
So you are kind of not the father, Maury. Oh,
That was good.
got
that
him.
was good.
Okay, so
Nailed that one.
So that was it. Those were the two that I really wanted to talk about. So a couple other ones that we could sprinkle in. Let me tell you what came up when I was like, what were the millennial sick day TV shows in their heyday, right?
Okay.
In our heyday as sick kids. So there was a category of cartoons. So there was Rugrats, Animaniacs.
Yeah.
Power Rangers. I watched a lot.
I watched a lot of Power Rangers. That's
was one of those that
Which
like,
was your favorite?
Pink.
Me too.
Yeah. It's my favorite meme. Have we
We've
talked about this on the
pod,
podcast?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I almost said it.
You
but
just
I'm
said it to me
so
all the time.
Beat down by
with a
you
pic, it's
that it's my favorite meme that I
Yeah.
can't bring it up anymore. But anyway,
Beat down.
Pink
No,
was-
I love that you
Pink
love
was
that.
my
meme.
favorite, and me and Allie used to fight over it, and I made her be yellow.
she was yellow. Okay,
I ma-
yellow was definitely lesser than.
Yes.
Did you have the figurines, like the little?
Yeah, of course I
So
did.
Pink was always the one that like I protected and preserved. The
Yes.
rest were like treated like dog shit.
100%.
Also, there's a sad thing about one of them committing suicide.
Yes.
One of the actors.
I saw that.
There's
That was
a
like
curse.
within the past 5 years, 10 years maybe.
I think maybe like after he lost his fame. Maybe
Yeah,
I'm making that up. But there was some controversy. Another one that I remember knowing but remember nothing about today is Dexter's Laboratory.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
What was that
my
about?
God. Dexter's Lab, obviously.
But who's Dexter? What does he do? What are we cooking in the
Wasn't
lab?
he? Didn't he have a little white coat on?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like what was the premise?
No
I don't
idea.
remember.
Unclear. Okay, and then lastly,
I mean,
this
both
one-
of those shows are worth deep dives. So just pin that.
Okay, we can come back.
Power Rangers has a storied history.
So Power Rangers is storied. Also, I feel like sort of like Ninja Turtles. I could see our kids still loving Power Rangers today.
Yeah.
So I think Power Rangers has like longevity.
Although we should probably watch it first because it was real people and not a cartoon, and the effects might be trash.
That's going to
really
be like
bad.
when we watch the original.
That's why I was a little
Turtles.
old for it, so I didn't really watch Power Rangers. But when it would come on, and like my brother, I forget. It
Well, your brother's closer to our age.
Yeah, and I would just be like, "This is so cheesy."
It is cheesy,
It's
but
really
it's so
cheesy.
good.
Yeah.
It's kind of like real life Scooby-Doo.
Wasn't there like a big
like
head?
they're fighting crime.
Yes.
We're into it, and they're corny.
Yeah.
Like that's.
Wasn't there a big head that was talking in a tube or something? Too?
I actually don't remember anything but
They
the
would
actual
give them
Power
their
Rangers.
And then them
orders.
standing together.
Yeah, and then doing
That's
the thing
at the
in
end,
my
I'm like,
meme. But there's one other cartoon I want to talk about.
Okay, what?
And still to this day, I remember the thing that bothered me about this cartoon. So I'm curious if it comes up for you. Arthur.
Yeah, I love Arthur.
Okay. And DW. And
Obviously, DW.
The crew. His ears and the glasses.
Yes.
The glasses sit on the side of his head. His ears are on the top of his head.
Yes.
It's maddening.
It's not a problem for me.
It's maddening.
No, it's really not.
But Arthur was one that I could binge.
But
sure.
Arthur also was, yes, obviously on a sick day, but that came on at
That
like
came in-
3 and 3:30,
Totally.
so I
You
could
could
get off
watch
the
it
bus and catch it.
If you're not playing sports, you can come home
Yes.
and watch Arthur. Yes.
And in 4th grade, I wasn't after school sporting.
Yeah. Oh, you know what's actually not on this list that I did used to watch was her name Ricky Lake?
Yeah, Ricky Lake.
The Ricky Lake show
Yeah.
or whatever. That was another one that like I was not a diehard, but if I would come across it, I would watch it. The popular daytime talk shows were Oprah, which we said we didn't watch, Jerry, Maury, and then the Rosie O'Donnell show, which I never watched.
I didn't really.
Did you watch that
again,
one?
though, like
Rosie, no.
No, I never
sick
watched
day
it.
TV sometimes was pretty dark. Like you weren't always filled up all the time, so you had holes. So if like Rosie was on, I might
that's, like,
just
how I
fucking
felt-
cue it up and like lay there,
That's how I felt about Ricky
snack
Lake.
on my saltines,
Totally.
slug my ginger ale.
The saltines were such a staple.
The whole box like sitting on the
Oh
table.
yeah, like a sleeve of saltines.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they would
and
be
then your
so
Ludens.
crummy.
Did you have your Ludens? Ludens were like, my mom would get mad at my dad for buying them for me because they're
Bobo
candy.
salty. Yeah, yeah.
And so she was like, they're not actual cough drops. My dad's
Well,
like,
and
here.
what the funny thing is,
literally
with the
amazing.
cough drops, you need to like, even like the real ones, not the candy ones, but like you need to like suck on it and let it like take its place. Anytime she gets cough drops, within 2 seconds she's crunching through
Yeah.
I
them.
chew them.
Yeah.
And I do that to every suck on candy I do. I do it to Jolly Ranchers. I want to feel the
But
fucking crunch.
But that doesn't help your throat.
Or
I
your
don't
teeth.
think that I care. That's the whole point.
Yeah, I don't care
it's
either.
how
I never thought of cough drops as actually working.
No, but
So
are
like,
Ludens
it was
the
just
one
something to do.
Were Ludens yellow packaging?
No, well, it was like a white.
Ricola.
That's Ricola, yeah. And they were like paper bags.
What was the packaging on Ludens?
Ludens were just like white. They're like really old. I think they were like created in the 50s.
Yeah, I need to see a picture of them.
and they were the
because-
cherry ones were the best. But they're not real cough drops. It's literally candy.
She gets the breezers.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, she does.
So
Those are
Ludens
also
are not what
candy.
I was actually thinking of, but
Ludens are like so old school. My mom would be like, Paul, don't get those for our daughter. And so he would get the real Halls and then the Ludens. So I had both.
that's hysterical.
Yeah.
Okay. The last couple categories, soap operas, mine was Passions, but the other like popular ones for our
Days of
generation.
Our Lives.
Days of Our Lives. What else? There's 2 more. They're the staples.
Yeah, I know. Now I feel like I'm on the spot and my brain went blank.
Yeah,
And
it's like I'm behind
scared.
you at the computer. The Young and the Restless.
Oh, yes. Young and the Restless.
And General Hospital.
General Hospital.
I know.
My mom loves General Hospital still.
It was our parents. I think that because these soap operas, and I don't have it in front of me, ran for decades.
They are still on.
going. Yeah. So I think like we could say they were our sick day TV. They were probably our parents'
Yes.
sick day TV. They've been around forever.
Well, my mom also said with this soap opera is the best thing. She was like, all I really need to watch is Next On at the end.
Oh, totally.
So she's like, she like records them and like fast forward through it, and then she'll just watch like Next On. She's like, I don't even have to watch the real episode because nothing really happens.
That's
So I just watched like the last minute.
Funny. That's so funny. Honestly, but that's the same thing you said before. Soap operas in and out. No one gives a shit. No one's like watching for continuity. Nobody. They would
No.
literally change out characters and not address it.
No.
Like the actors would be different. The storyline would be different. People would die.
Someone would
they'd
be like a
come back.
sister and then not a sister anymore.
Correct. Like, the
it
stories
does
were
not matter.
fucking
It's
bananas.
just drama.
Honestly, do you think those writers are smoking crack? Like they're just literally writing whatever
yeah.
comes to mind.
No, 100%.
That would maybe be a fun job.
But it's kind of like such a lightly like satisfying entertainment
For
form.
sure. It's great, especially on a sick day.
Yeah.
2 more. Afternoon game shows we talked about. Price is Right. Do you have anything you would like to say that is really like hitting home for you on Price is Right? Like, why was that?
I was
your
on
thing?
Price is Right.
No, you weren't.
I was.
You
What?
were on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Are you
No,
lying?
you weren't.
I'm not lying. I was out in LA for a semester, and
This feels like a lie.
His
abroad.
semester abroad.
my semester abroad, and a lot of us went, and we got tickets, and they funnel you through this line, and you pass the producers, and you get to say like one thing, and then they're literally taking notes, and that's how they call your name down. So I was there with my ex-girlfriend, my high school girlfriend, college girlfriend at the time, and she had been out visiting. So we go through the line, and I'm like, she flew in this morning. Like, if you don't get her on the show, she's going to fly out tonight. And they kind of chuckled. I'm like, yes, either me or her are on. Perfect. And we go up, and she is one of the first 5 called down.
Oh my gosh.
She gets called down. Not me. She does. But like, you see us all high-fiving.
Oh, so your
Wait,
not me.
but
Was
listen
on
to
The
this.
Price is
So,
Right.
I mean, you saw me and all of our
I
friends.
love how he takes credit for her getting called.
I know.
It's
What
because of
what
what
a
I
macho
said.
man thing
It's
to do.
because of what
Justice
I said.
for Brandon's ex.
It is because of what I said. So
Okay.
anyway, she goes down. She's one of the first 5 on there. She never made it to the stage
Why?
because she never gave the right number. She would do $1. She would go up.
Well, she's dumb then.
No comment. But-
Okay. So
But I love
actually
Price
don't know
is
how
Right.
Price is Right works. So I don't even know what you're talking
So
about.
they would
but that
show a
sounds-
showcase, and they're like, "How much is this showcase?" And
I'd
you
be
got
so good at that.
and you got 5 people, and they're like 1,100, 1,200, and then the last person that goes either does like 1,201,
Yeah.
so that because you don't want to be over,
yeah.
or if they think those numbers are high, they'll say $1.
Right.
And then sometimes the 4th person will say $1, and then the second person is like
2.
$2.
Yeah.
And then if you get it right and you don't go over and you're the closest, then you get called up, and then you can win the showcase.
Got it.
And then when you win the showcase, then you spin the wheel
Yeah.
to get into the finals.
All of that sounds sort of vaguely familiar to me, but again, like it's not getting me excited.
It was awesome.
Did
I
you
wasn't.
watch?
Yes.
Because then there would be games. You'd play Plinko. Like, you'd play all these different games on there.
Plinko?
You would drop these discs down this board, this slatted board, and it would like have to land in these slots at the bottom. And you would and the music would be playing. It'd be like bouncing around as it goes all the way down.
Oh, yeah.
And then you're like, oh my God. It was like 1,000 and next
Oh
to
my
a
God, oh my
0.
God.
Yeah. The show was awesome. I was locked in for the full hour.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't love Price is Right. That was one I would shop around during that hour and end up having to go back to it because nothing else.
See,
was on
I'm
at
more
11.
of a game show person than I am a reality talk show.
tracks.
Which
talk
makes
show
so much
person.
sense. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like we are predestined to like the things we like. Like
Yes.
we were always gonna like reality trash
Yes.
TV, and that was
I just
exhibited
like
in
watching
Our,
Like,
crazy
I didn't watch
humanity.
Maury. I really didn't watch Springer.
really?
I would watch Springer like late at night if I was like flipping through and
Yeah.
found it. But sick days, those were
wasn't
not
on your
not
list?
my things.
All right, you ready for my quiz?
Bring it on.
Let's
Okay,
do it.
so I think that.
Did you actually do what you were meant to do this
Yeah,
week?
bitch,
Okay,
I
let's
fucking
see.
did.
Let's
Sick
see.
day TV for Gen Z. So this is going to be, I'm going to tell you the show, ask you a question, and you have multiple choice.
I don't get it, but let's go.
You'll get it.
Okay.
So
Riddles.
these are the shows that Gen Z watched when they were sick,
Yeah.
and I understand now that Gen Z's older, so those sick days.
Yes,
I fucking
thank
figured it out,
you.
bitch. All
you
right.
could do Gen Alpha if you want. Just be clear.
We finally got there, guys.
Honestly,
39
you just gave me
episodes.
license to do Gen Alpha, and it just be clear about it, and I was, so I'm ignoring that.
Okay,
let's
fine.
keep going. Question 1: the show is Hannah Montana.
Okay.
What is Miley Stewart's secret identity?
She's a singer.
Yes,
That was
okay. I'm not going to take any more quiz criticism. It's pissing me
Okay,
off.
okay.
Next question. iCarly.
oh, okay. Miranda Cosgrove.
Yes. Question 3. Phineas and Ferb. What is the name of
Wait,
Phineas
you
and
didn't
Ferb?
say anything about iCarly.
You got it right.
What was the question?
It was like, what is the name of whatever the main character? or whatever.
Miranda Cosgrove?
Yeah.
That's the actress, not the main character. It's
Yes.
Carly.
Yeah. That was the question. Just keep going. All right. Phineas and Ferb. What is the name of Phineas and Ferb's pet who leads a double life as a secret agent? A. Perry the platypus. B. Larry the lizard. C. Terry the turtle. D. Barry the bat.
So we've got a turtle, a bat. It's a lizard.
No. It was A. Perry the platypus.
Damn it. Okay.
Question 4. Sweet Life of Zach and Cody.
Oh, I watched this when I was too old to be watching it.
Where do Zach and Cody live?
in the Tipton Hotel.
Nice. You didn't even need the multiple choice
I don't.
answers. And that's embarrassing. Okay. Victorious.
Ooh, I didn't watch that. Okay.
What is the name of the performing arts school Tori Vega attends? A, Hollywood High. B, Broadway Academy. C, Hollywood Arts. D, Los Angeles School of the Arts.
Hollywood High.
No, Hollywood Arts.
Damn it.
Close.
Okay.
All right, 6, Wizards of Waverly Place.
Okay.
What is the name of the magical competition Alex, Justin, and Max must compete in? A, Wizard Duel.
Okay.
B, Wizard Olympics. C, Wizard Tournament. D, Family Wizard Competition.
Wizard Tournament.
No.
Damn it.
Family Wizard Competition.
That's so stupid.
I know, but Alex, Justin, and Max should have given you the hint because they're a family.
But
Actually,
how would
I don't know
that?
I don't know.
I think
I
they
made
are.
it up. Adventure Time is the show, which I've never fucking heard
Me
of.
either.
Who is Finn's best friend and adoptive brother? A, Jake the dog. B, Marceline the vampire queen. C, Ice King. D, BMO.
Marceline the
Yeah.
Vampire King.
Yeah.
No, it's A, Jake the dog. All right, we have 3 more.
Okay.
The Last Airbender. What element does Aang have the most difficulty
Are
mastering?
you saying words?
It says AANG. The Last Airbender. I guess that's maybe his name.
Okay.
A, earth. B, fire. C, air. D, water.
Water.
No, fire.
Cool.
Yeah, that tracks.
I don't
though.
even
That's
know what
most
the question
dangerous.
was. I just wanted to say a word.
No, I know. What element does he have the most difficulty mastering? So
Oh,
it seems
cool.
like he must be dealing with something big. We won't go into it. All right, SpongeBob SquarePants.
Okay.
What is the name of SpongeBob's pet snail? A, Larry. B, Gary. C, Terry. D, Barry.
Larry. Yeah.
No, it's Gary.
Fuck.
Guys.
I hated SpongeBob. I
Me
always
too.
hated SpongeBob.
I didn't like it. My brother liked it a lot, and it used to really fucking annoy
People
me.
who you're either a diehard. Wow, I can't.
A
speak.
diehard?
You're
A
diehard.
You're either a diehard SpongeBob or you fucking despise SpongeBob. There is no in
I
between.
don't like SpongeBob.
hate him.
You, Brandon?
No.
Okay, cool. I'm glad we're all in
Charlotte
agreement.
is
rarely.
actually curious and likes SpongeBob when she sees it, and I get so like I get like a
No, it's triggering to me.
ripple
I want
of,
to turn it off.
like disgust.
Question 10, Kim Possible. Last question.
Bring it on.
What is the signature phrase Kim Possible uses to answer calls for help?
Wait, call me, beat me if you want to reach me.
Do you want the options?
Yeah.
Okay. A, what's the sitch? B, I'm on it. C, call me maybe. D, you need me.
What's the sitch?
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Nice.
I wouldn't have
End
come
on
up
a
with
high
that, but
Yeah.
that was satisfying.
What's the sitch?
Yeah. Ugh. Chrissy
I
Carlson
didn't like
Romano.
Kim Possible though.
I loved Kim Possible and the Naked Mole Rat.
You were too
Ron.
old to be watching that. I just want to make that clear.
I was a Disney Channel
that
girly.
and Sweet Life of Zach and Cody was the one you said you watched?
Sweet Life of Zack and Cody was quite frankly despicable that I was still watching
Yes.
it. But I just couldn't help myself. And those twins,
I used to watch Disney Channel original movies till I was too old.
that's what I'm saying.
But not those shows. Kim Possible, when I was babysitting someone, she used to love Kim Possible.
was around when we were young. That one just went on longer.
Final thoughts on Sick Day TV?
Fine. That's his way
Fine.
of telling us to wrap it up.
Yeah.
So
You guys are done.
My final thoughts are I wouldn't change a thing. Even knowing all that I know about Jerry Springer, I still feel like, to your point, and I didn't come in with this take, but I'm leaving with it. So thank you for
You're
that.
welcome.
That it did like educate me in a way.
Yes.
Even though it was like despicable and
And
dirty.
like what not to do is still education.
I totally agree.
You know?
I would not change a thing. I am a little bit anxious and worried and curious about what is going to be Charlotte's Sick Day TV. Well, all the kids.
What's
but-
different
Bluey.
is streaming. This is what my takeaway is what's super different about it is we had to plan our day shopping around on like the
Such a
TV
good
guide.
point.
11
So-
o'clock was...
And if you had a
Price
dead
is
hour,
Right.
you had a dead hour. Like you just had to fucking put something on the TV and
Yep.
make it work, which is how you ended up watching the Rosie O'Donnells or like whatever random stuff it was.
Totally.
And over the years, obviously time slots changed. So sometimes you would just be stuck watching something you didn't really want to watch. They will stream. They're just going to
Actually,
queue up
that's
whatever they
so
want.
Sad. I hate
Charlotte
this.
just had a sick day, and it was Bluey. She watched Bluey for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
That's lame.
So like, but also what helped us too is because when you were bored, you would like get up and walk around or like you know, maybe do something different for a second where they can plant themselves and watch something for like 8 hours solid. Like commercial breaks, you might get up and get a snack.
That's a good point. And
You
they
know,
get
or like-
so entranced that they don't like move.
No, and it's like we had some like disconnect because sometimes if you didn't like it, or there was always commercials and everything.
Such a good point.
So sick days for us were way more like fun in my head
Yeah.
because we had to work harder
Totally.
to entertain ourselves throughout the day.
I think it was like the comfort aspect, like when you were actually sick.
Yes.
Like just comfort. You wanted comfort TV. You wanted to be comfortable with your blanket
Yes.
and your pillow and
Totally.
have comfort foods. So I'll try to replicate that for our kids.
Yes. But also taking a break from the boob tube, as my mother used to call it.
boob
Boob
because-
tube, yeah.
Love it.
That's what my mom would call it too.
Why? Where did that come from?
No
What's a
idea.
boob tube?
I think if you're like
If you're
a boob.
watching it too much, you're
Yeah.
a boob.
You're a
like,
boob.
Oh, that's cute.
Not
Yeah.
like a titty, like a
I know. I mean, obviously, I was thinking
dullard.
titty,
Like
but
a
then,
boob.
I know it. You're just a boob.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, are we done?
I loved
It felt
It's good to be back,
so
guys.
good getting back
and
in the
this
saddle.
episode was super timely given the sickness that is
like
hitting everyone.
creeping
The
under.
Not
me.
just
Destroying.
these three people. Literally everyone is sick right now. So please enjoy our sick day episode
Yeah,
while you're laying on the
we're-
couch.
We're on trend.
Yeah.
Okay, so with that, we are the mustiest, dustiest, motherfucking crustiest millennials you ever did see. Oh, what are we doing next week? Sodas and drinks.
Sodas and drinks.
I feel really good about that.
Thinking
because-
about Surge, you know?
Surge.
We'll leave you with that. Ta-ta.
Hey guys, that What Made Me Feel segment is brought to you by blonde tenders at our age. If you know what, I'm just gonna clip this from the fucking thing.
I was wondering when that was going to
When
happen.
are you going to record it? I was wondering.
I'm just gonna clip it from the previous episode.
Even easier.
Take your best take.
Yeah,
How about?
obviously.
Yeah,
You know, just be like, I sounded really good this time. So just
clip it.
insert.
great.
Okay.
Drop and run. Does that sound disgusting?
I don't know.
It sounded like you were like
Like
pooping on the
poop
go.
and run? Yeah.